Good evening, world. Apple Guy Kingsley here. How you doing? Okay, so, what a night. Beg your pardon. I've done my 20 minutes on the elliptical for the evening. Yay me. Uh, I, the earlier part of this evening was a bit of a nightmare, as the title says. I had customer service hell. And I actually think Satan was my server. How about that? Uh, so here's what happened. Please feel free to share your stories below. Uh, about 5 o'clock this evening, I decide, okay, I'm going to go out, grab a dinner. Don't really have the vegetables or such here I want to make my juices. So let me go just have a nice dinner tonight. Tomorrow morning, go shopping. I was even going to do it tonight, get my veggies and all this stuff like that. So I said, let's go out. So talking to myself, of course, because I'm not married or I'm single, whatever. My imaginary friend went. But he doesn't cost anything. So I decided to go to dinner. So I go to this place that's nearby. It's a Mexican food restaurant. They have good margaritas. They have good food. It's a place called Casa Ole. It's on Westview and North Loop 336 West here in Conroe. So here's the dealio. So I go there about 5 o'clock, get my table, go sit down, get my server. This guy's name is Mike. I always ask the server's name and try and be respectful and friendly. So I say, hey, Mike, I'm going to make it real simple for you. I already know what I want. I can make this simple. So I make an order of what I want. And one of the things I say is I would like to have a margarita with a frozen strawberry margarita, sugar around the lip instead of salt. Not a big salt on margarita type of guy. So he says, fine. So he walks off. 10 minutes later, I get a margarita. It's wrong. It's a regular margarita, not even frozen, salt around the lip. I'm like, what's going on here? And he dropped it off and was like that. So I never got a chance to say, wait a second, man, or whatever. And I know he had trouble getting other people's orders right, too, because the people behind me, when he delivered a meal to them, they were like, this is not what I ordered. I ordered no tomatoes and blah, blah, blah. So I try to get his attention. I can't even get his attention. Finally, this other server sees me trying to get attention from a waiter, or my waiter specifically, server. And he says, is there something I can do for you, sir? I said, well, this is the issue, and told him about the drink. He says, well, I'll take care of it. I'm assuming he went back and tried to tell my server that there was a problem with the order. But 10 minutes later, it's still never been resolved. But at that 10-minute mark, basically, there's suddenly my server and one of the kitchen bosses were over there starting to develop a rather heated discussion. And the kitchen boss is saying, did you start brewing the new container of tea and such? And Mike says, I guess doesn't say no. He says, I'm busy doing this and this. And the kitchen boss is like, we got to help each other. And he said, you know what, forget it. By the time you do it, I could have done it myself 3 times. At which point Mike, who was apparently holding a tray, decides he no longer wants to hold it. So he throws it to the ground, glasses, silverware, going all over the place. I'm stressed out now about it as I was then. I basically said, okay, that's it to myself. I got up, walked to the front, told the lady, I'm not staying, I'll pay for what I had, I'm going to go. She said, well, I got to get my manager even if you're going to pay for it. So the manager comes up, who was completely useless in this situation, in my opinion, and just wasted my time. And I said, listen, I don't want to stay here. I don't like what they're doing back there. I was sitting right there when they were having a fight. Something could have hit me, whatever. I just don't want any part of it. I'm just going to pay and leave. She said, she didn't say anything. She didn't even say, well, I'm sorry for your trouble or whatever. She just said, I didn't even know what was going on. So she walks off, and I just thought it was useless to even waste my time to talk to a person who wasn't really going to offer anything as far as customer service to try and say, well, I'm really sorry about your trouble. She just chose to walk away, just wasting my time. What she should have done is said, well, don't worry about it. It's just tea and queso is all it was. I would have just said, to keep a customer, just go. I'm sorry for the trouble. Please come back another time, and maybe we won't have these problems or whatever. But she didn't do that. She just left. So I paid the $7. I still don't feel it was worth even $7 at that point, but I paid it and I left. This now is about 5:40. I say, okay, I've wasted my time here. I'm going to just go over and get something simple now. So I walk over to Sam's Club, which is in the same sort of city block complex. It's where I do all my shopping for my product, well, most of my shopping for my product, for my vending machines. So I go in there, I get in line at the little cafe, and there are these 3 kids in front of me who are waiting to be served. They wait for about 5 minutes, who this lady never says anything. She's just in the back doing something. She doesn't ever come up and say, oh, just a second, I'm trying to work on this or that. Doesn't say anything to them. Finally comes forward 5 minutes later, takes their order, then disappears back to the back of the counter for another 5 to 7 minutes. Doesn't hurry back to try and help get them served, do whatever. The kids, being children, got bored and decided to run around and start playing with each other and leave the counter. So I kind of move up to the counter, and when she walks up again, I say, hello. That's all I said was hello. I didn't even say, hey, can you help me, or whatever. Just said hello. And she's like, wait a minute, I got to deal with this. And so she's looking around for the kids who are MIA, and I'm like, okay, even though she said wait a second, she could have said it more politely. I'm just going to be cool. I might be stressed out from what happened earlier, so I just chill. Then, about 30 seconds later, when I'm just trying to calm and be patient, instead of coming over and say, I'm sorry for your delay, how are you, whatever, can I help you? She comes over and she says, what are we getting? And I'm like, and I just, at that point, I was like, she's just not someone I want to deal with. So I raise my hands up and I say, nothing. And I just walk out. This is now 6:10 in the evening. I'm like about to give up. I said, this is just not working tonight. Maybe I should go home, eat cardboard, chew on a sock, something, but not deal with this. So I said, okay, I'm going to go to Walmart, and I'm going to try and find something simple that I can cook. Now, there is a McDonald's in the Walmart, but I was not going to eat a McDonald's because I just am not in a McDonald's mood. I don't even really like McDonald's that much. I'm trying to stay away from terribly nasty food. So I walk to McDonald's, and their deli is still open. So I say, okay, last chance. Let's see if this works out. So I walk up to the deli, and finally, in the most unexpected place, I find good customer service. There's 2 ladies behind the counter. They're in the midst of the hottest place in the whole store with fryers and heat lamps and la 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 la. And these are the 2 most friendly people that are working at the store that I've seen in weeks or a month, because I've been out of town for two weeks. But they're the friendliest people I've seen in a month at the store. Usually people at Walmart are somber. They don't like their job. They're underpaid. I truly believe that. They're overworked. They're stressed to the limit. I respect that happens, but in the midst of it, these 2 people are just apparently happy to be serving, to be working and doing their job, and they don't take it out on the customers. So Melanie, and I think her name was either Charlotte or Beverly. I don't know her name because she was sort of in and out. Melanie was the one who was primarily taking care of my business, and they were great. I applaud you. I can't really do a lot of applause right now because I got a camera in one hand. I'll applaud you on the camera. Anyway, I applaud you. Thank you for the good service. I really tremendously appreciate it because these ladies were not only friendly, but they weren't full of shit. They didn't just try to sell me something to get me out of there. They said, well, Melanie, for example, was telling me, hey, the hot wings here, they've been under that heat lamp for a while. I don't think they taste very good. She said, you can taste one and see if you want it. But I'm just telling you what my opinion is. So she gave me when I tried it. It was rubbery. It was done. No way. So I said, I'll wait. So she went and she gave me fresh, hot food. It took a little bit of time, but it was fresh and it was hot, and I got to take it home and enjoy it. It took about 20, 30 minutes for it all to be said and done, but I wandered around briefly, chatted with her. She was friendly, cordial, very respectful. So, once again, I found good customer service, great customer service under the circumstances in one of the most unexpected places. And I ended my evening with a smile because of Walmart Deli customer service reps, Melanie and the other lady, Beverly or Charlotte or hair dye lady, whatever you want to call her. Anyways, she was very nice, and I really appreciate both of you. I don't know if you're seeing this, but I do appreciate it. Anyway, that is my customer service hell story. Probably not the worst of all of them, but definitely one that was annoying since it took about 2 hours to get from leaving my house to getting home with something that I could eat. I hadn't even eaten it yet, but about 2 hours just to finally find something that was worth taking home and eating. But it happened. What is your customer service hell story? Comment it below or video reply to share all the details with me and whoever else. I got it all out. Second time I've recorded this because last time, like, my face was barely in the camera. Like, you just saw my eyes and then just this. It looked like some deep throat character. Anyway, what is your story? Please feel free to share it. And I want to say thank you to the 3 people who are currently my subscribers as I record this video. Thank you guys so much for joining in and following what I do. It means a lot to me. I hope that you are joined by a number of people as time goes by, but it does not lessen the fact that I really appreciate you guys being subscribers. So, thank you. I'm Italian all of a sudden. Thank you, your mama loves you. Anyway, thanks for watching. To whomever wanders upon these videos, please do give me a thumbs up ski. Now I'm a Russian. Thumbs up ski, Americans. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, because friends are important. I like friends. And please do come back for other vids. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great night. Share your story. Live with passion. Live on. Mon ami.